What if every human alive today, 8 billion lives, were suddenly reduced to a number so small you could fit them all inside a single American football stadium? Because once, that actually happened. At the edge of extinction, with the world collapsing into volcanic winter, only a few thousand humans remained. And from those survivors, from their fear, their courage, their mistakes, and their fragile alliances, came everyone watching this today. This is Prehistoric Shadows, and this is the moment humanity nearly disappeared. The Toba Supereruption didn't just darken the sky, it rewrote the rules of the planet. Ash layers blanketed entire regions. Sunlight thinned into a cold, metallic glow. Temperatures dropped across continents. Plants died in soil that tasted like volcanic dust. Where there had once been lush forests, there were now skeletal trunks. Open grasslands turned into glassy, wind-whipped plains. Waterholes shrank into stagnant puddles where animals struggled to drink. For early humans, every step across this world felt unfamiliar. A landscape full of old memories, but new dangers. The Earth wasn't ending. It was transforming into something harsher, colder, and profoundly indifferent. When modern scientists examined human DNA, they found something strange. Billions of people, spread across continents, yet we share extremely similar genetic patterns. Too similar. The only explanation was a near-extinction event, a genetic bottleneck, where a once large species is squeezed down into a tiny surviving population. Imagine an entire river forced through a drinking straw. Only a thin trickle passes through. That trickle was us. Most genetic lineages died out. Only a small handful flowed into the future. The diversity of humanity today, skin tones, faces, languages, cultures, comes from variations built atop a very small ancestral base. A species that almost didn't make it. A story that almost ended early. 3,000 humans, but not gathered together, not united, not even aware of each other. They were scattered in pockets across eastern and southern Africa, bands of 20, maybe 40, rarely more than 60. Imagine the entire U.S. population disappearing until only one small town remains. But that town is broken into tiny neighborhoods, spread out across thousands of miles. That was humanity. Most bands never crossed paths. Some likely believed they were the last people on Earth. Others may have gone years without seeing another human face outside their own group. Humanity wasn't just endangered, it was isolated. Food scarcity drove humans into a new kind of desperation. Animals starved or migrated unpredictably. Plants withered beneath ash layers. Insects disappeared. Fishing spots dried up. Foraging routes collapsed. A single failed hunt could doom an entire band. A broken leg could mean death for the injured and starvation for those who stayed behind to care for them. Early humans developed strategies that were more aggressive, more adaptive, following herds for weeks instead of days, eating roots they once ignored, cracking bones to extract marrow, scavenging kills left by hyenas or lions, drying meat to preserve every possible scrap. Survival was no longer about thriving, it was about not surrendering. Groups that failed to adapt vanished quietly into the cold, but others began reading the new world like a shifting book. They watched the angle of migrating birds. They smelled incoming rain on the wind. They learned which plants survived in ash-rich soil. They followed predators to find prey. They memorized hidden freshwater pockets. Knowledge became currency. The most valuable person in a group wasn't the strongest. It was the one who could predict. This era forged the earliest scientific minds. Observers, pattern finders, storytellers who encoded survival lessons into memory and myth. Human intelligence didn't emerge from comfort. it emerged from struggle. As scarcity deepened, something remarkable happened. Groups that shared prospered. Groups that hoarded disappeared. Sharing wasn't moral. It was practical. A mother with no food today might save your wounded brother tomorrow. A hunter who offers firewood may need water later. A band with extra dried meat could trade for stone tools. Reciprocity became the earliest form of economic stability, and cooperation became a survival technology far more powerful than any spear. Humans survived, not because they were brutal, but because they learned to be generous. As climate unpredictability worsened, groups began forming micro-alliances. Two bands might meet near a lake and choose to travel together for a season. A lonely group might merge with a larger one after a bad hunting year. Marriages between bands became political bridges, ensuring peace and mutual support. These alliances were delicate. They could fracture under stress. But each successful alliance extended the web of human connection, increasing genetic diversity and pooling resources. For the first time, humans began thinking beyond their immediate family. A new idea emerged. We survive better when we survive together. From these alliances came something revolutionary in human evolution: the chosen family, not tied by blood, not bound by lineage, bound by trust. A hunter from one band might become a protector for another. A grandmother might teach skills to the children of unrelated mothers. Groups adopted abandoned or orphaned children to preserve numbers. This was the seed of future clans, tribes, and eventually civilizations. Human identity expanded from self to family to band to alliance to community. The concept of us grew larger than it had ever been. It took generations for humanity to grow out of the bottleneck, but slowly it happened. Warm seasons returned in cycles. Herds recovered. River systems stabilized. Food became more predictable. Birth rates increased. Infants survived longer. Bands grew from 20 to 50. From 50 to 100, knowledge once scattered like embers began to travel between groups. Stone tools improved. Hunting strategies refined. Fire use became more controlled. Language systems deepened. From the brink of disappearance, a new version of humanity emerged. More cooperative, more adaptable, more resilient. The world was still dangerous, but humans were becoming experts at endurance. Every person alive today, in every American city, every rural town, every coast, every mountain range, is the descendant of those few thousand who refused to vanish. We carry their resilience in our bones, their innovation in our minds, their fear in our instincts, their hope in our future. When they shared food, they were sharing with you. When they formed alliances, they were paving your path. When they kept going, step by frozen step, they were keeping your story alive. And now the question returns to us. If our ancestors rebuilt the world with almost nothing, what are we capable of with everything they gave us? If this journey into the darkest chapter of our origin moved you, join us in the next episode as we uncover how disaster, adaptation, and human ingenuity forged the world you live in today. This is Prehistoric Shadows, where ancient footsteps still echo beneath our own, waiting for us to listen